Hello guys, welcome back to another reaction video here on Our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to watch episode 3 of this first season of Shadow's House. But before starting this video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, leave a like to support me, and join me in this great adventure. Okay, now we needed to understand what Mia discovered, because she discovered that there are lots of suit prints over there. Let's see what's going to happen. Plus, there are so many other secrets to discover. Are you ready to join me with this? Check it out. So many, yeah. Um, no, she's hiding something here. Eh, yeah. It's like as if the shadow is possessing the body of this Mia. So she has to, Emily Ko has to do the same thing with Kate. A tour of the entire house? I don't think so. What the F? There's... I told you. We're going to show you the house. Yeah. No, there's something over there that you don't want to show her. Or you also don't know. See, they don't want. Wow, look at that! 6 floors. Or they are just 3, but with the different. What's wrong? Oh. Oh, wait a second. I thought that the shadows were covered by soot, but at this point, what if they can't breathe these soot and that's why they have to clean it every time? So these shadows are affected by this soot instead of... Uh, yes. So it's going to happen what we saw between Mia and Sarah. Ah, no. Who knows why? Oh, that means that even Lord Grandfather is there, right? That is a limitation. She was already telling her, look, don't go beyond this level, otherwise. I mean, I told you that he's the problem here. There is lots of omission here. Anyway, Mia was anticipating that it's better for her not to ask him any questions because she's going too far. Who's the Phantom? What does this mean? Oh, it's like a virus or something. Oh, okay. So this is a phantom, and they have to defeat it, otherwise they are spreading suit, right? So that's what I was saying at the beginning. Oh, this is Barbie. She was a living doll, as I was telling you at the end of episode 1. So she's the leader of the leader of the leader in this case. Why Mia always wants to stay next to Emily Koa? Is this a coincidence that is behind that painting? What? What the F, Rosemary? Oh no. So this suit is contaminated. Oh! Oh, what the F, Rosemary? She's dead? I mean, this suit is getting control over her body. No, because she's controlled. Okay. So that's why when she was putting water on top of that doll, I mean, when Emilico was putting water on that doll of Kate, that was a problem, right? What the F? Oh no! Oh yeah, that was a great choice, yeah. Whoa! See? See? At that time, Kate was nervous because of this. Because water is working. Yeah, because instead of choosing, she saved both. Ask yourself, Emilico, why she scolded you last time. No, what the F? The suit sickness. What kind of sickness is that? No, but see, but they don't want to explain Emilico anything. Yeah. See, she already lost the enthusiasm she had in episode 1. Eh? Huh? What was that? Why did it move? But Mia is always so great to repeat the facial expressions of others. Every time she wants to stay with her. Wow. Uh, this is strange. Why they started from a different level? The shower. Why do they have to cover their eyes every time? Because it's going to happen what happened to Rosemary? She has bruises. Why? She's angry. What? I thought that she was angry for a second. Hmm. See that she repeated the same thing. I don't think it's hilarious. Oh. Oh. Ah, she was also surprised. I mean, even Kate didn't know that. What? Well, here it is. I mean, exactly. That's a great thing to think. Water! Yes! Yes! So the suit has a great importance here. Hmm. No, no, keep feeling instead. So we are going to discover many other things. Uh, I told you that she can't live. But why? Oh, who are these? That's the grandpa, right? I mean, that one we heard before. Oh, okay, another great episode finished. Wow. So, first of all, we got in touch with this suit illness. There is this suit moving and creating troubles if you're not going to stop it. You're going to be affected by it, and this makes me understand, or this makes me guess the fact that somebody was creating this phantom on purpose. I mean, this phantom was moving, and then it could affect others living dolls, and by getting in touch with that and by being rescued thanks to water, it can create this suit illness. When I was seeing that Emirico was rescuing Rosemary thanks to water, and everything stopped like that. I mean, everything was contained. I was thinking, look at that. At that time, when she was cleaning that Kate's toy thanks to water, Emirico was punished by Kate. I mean, she was becoming angry as if she didn't want her to touch that toy anymore, especially after she was using that toy to wipe the water that was coming out from the vase. So, this makes you understand that there are these shadows who are afraid somehow to see that these things made of soot, maybe they can be wiped thanks to water, or everything can disappear. I don't know if Kate at that time was scared because of the toy being used as a tool to wipe the water, etc., etc., or was she afraid that this water could get in touch with her too, and that's why everything could have caused a problem? I don't know, I still have to think about this, but definitely water, it's like as if it's an enemy here. And we understood that the more we were going ahead with this episode. So water can be a solution or something, I don't know, stay tuned and keep on watching. Another thing I wanted to say is that there is this debut that they have to prepare, and what does this consist of is the connection between the shadow and this living doll. And as I was telling you in the previous episode, something like this is really important. We understood it already thanks to Mia and Sarah. In this case, it's like as if even Emirico and Kate have to create this bond between a shadow and living doll, and it's all thanks to the performance they are going to perform that they can go to the next step or not. But as soon as Emirico was trying to ask some other information about this debut, what it's consisting of, etc., etc., Rosemary didn't want to answer to those questions, and all the others too. They preferred to avoid this subject as much as Mia didn't want to go ahead with that subject. So even when Emirico was trying to spell these grandfathers, Lord grandfather's name, everyone was stopping her because they were not allowed to even call him by his name, and they had to find another way to call him. So this is suspicious, and once again it makes you understand that this grandpa is having this huge role, that he is moving everything as if they are all puppets, and he is ruling on everyone. And in fact, at the end of this episode, we saw him, even if we were not able to catch his face, but we saw him over there asking already these other men to prepare everything for the debut, etc., etc. So he's ruling on everybody. But what scares me a little bit is that Emirico can't even talk about him, or can't even get our info. It's like as if these living dolls are just projected to follow the orders, to follow their duties, and not to talk about anything else that is going ahead or above all this situation. This reminds me a little bit of The Promised Neverland, because even at that time, in that story, especially in season 1, we saw that Emma tried, thanks to her friends, to dig and dig and dig to discover what was behind everything, especially after episode 1, when Emma was assisting to this death of one of these kids. So I think that even in this story, ignorance is promoted everywhere. I mean, the more ignorant you are, the better you are, better you can survive. While if you try to dig more about these mysterious stuff and stuff like this, then you're punished, or you are even deceived. So maybe you're also being killed, and this maybe it's something that can come later. I mean, I find Emirico different from all the others, and that makes her become special, because the more she's different, the more there is a percentage, a possibility that she can reach a place that others don't or can't, or that she can discover things that other living dolls can't. And that's why she's so precious. That's why we needed to understand if Emirico can get in touch with this info more and more, even by herself, because as soon as she was asking more stuff, as soon as she really wanted even to ask the help of these other living dolls in order to be able to read carefully, to learn how to read, they were talking about something else. They were just changing the subject. So this is something hostile, something that has to be hidden still. And even this phantom, what if this phantom was moved by Grandpa at this point? Because maybe sometimes even Grandpa wants to test these living dolls to see if they are able to escape from a danger. This suit could take control of them so easily. So that's why even Emirico was still afraid of this, and she couldn't even sleep. She definitely wanted to go ahead with her thoughts. Another important thing is that these living dolls are like as if they are experiencing feelings more than usual, and in fact that's a huge problem, another great problem for Grandpa and all the others, because these living dolls, as I was telling you, they're supposed to follow their duties and that's it. But as soon as they cross this level over, I think that that's the problem, that's the big deal. And in fact, even for example, Rosemary was not supposed to be saved at this point, but Emirico surprised everyone because she saved both of them, thanks to water. This way in which Emirico doesn't want to promote ignorance, but she wants to know the truth more and more. This is becoming a huge problem, and I think that things are getting worse and worse the more we go on, absolutely. We understand that Emirico is understanding things even thanks to her actions. For example, when she was putting this suit inside of this toy that she has, and that toy can move and stuff like that. Without that experience, maybe she couldn't even understand that the suit was having this huge deal, this ability to move like that. And yeah, let me tell you one last thing. I want to say that At the beginning I thought that these shadows, they were covered in soot, and that's why were leaving traces here and there, and there was this problem related to the shadows, because the more they are losing a suit, the more maybe their identity can come back as before. Maybe that was an option, but in this episode we understand that these shadows, it's like as if they can't get in touch with the suit, and that's why these living dolls, they are cleaning and cleaning and cleaning every day, so the suit is going to disappear and the shadows are fine. So it's like as if this suit is the main deal here, is the main problem, the core of everything. Yeah, I was saying, sorry, I skipped that part, but I was saying that these living dolls that are experiencing feelings, as if the more they feel it, the worse the situation is becoming. And once again, I open another bracket. This reminds me instead of Violet Evergarden, because do you remember that even in Violet Evergarden, we had these living dolls. Actually, they were paid to write letters for other people. And even Violet was having these mechanical arms, mechanical hands that were supposed to be used to write these letters. I mean, in the case of Violet, she was having those arms because of the war, but even in that case of Violet, it's like as if she was not even human and she had to discover more and more and more about feelings. As much as Emilico right now wants to go deep in touch with her feelings, and let's say that Emilico is feeling even more than others, and that's why, by being so special, she will be the key of discovering many things. Last but not least, I wanted to say that Mia is always getting in touch with Emilico. I mean, she always wants to stay together with her, she always wants to pair with her when there is an activity or something to do, or when there is something dangerous happening. Every time Mia is trying to get Emilico with her. What does this mean? Even compared with what was happening at the end of the previous episode, when we saw that Mia was having this angry face as soon as she noticed that these soot traces all over her bedroom, her room. What does this mean? Does this mean that Mia already discovered, as I was telling you, many things, and she now wants to be friends with Emilico because she needs a partner in crime, she needs other people to get in touch with this truth? Why at that time was she angry, so angry about that? Things, that soot traces she found around her room? Let's see. But the interesting thing is that Mia, every time, is always getting in touch with Emilico. And this can mean something. As much as the first time she was meeting Emilico after what happened with Sarah and stuff like that, she is saying, no, that was not my expression, those were not my feelings, those were Sarah's feelings. As if the shadow is possessing the container, that means the body of this living doll, and Sarah, as a shadow, is using these living dolls as containers, as I was telling you. That means that she is using, as much as all the others, these living dolls to transmit, to transfer these feelings, these facial expressions that she's having on them. This is even scarier, because this means that even Emilico has to do the same things with Kate. Let's see. But let me tell you honestly, this bond that is created between Kate and Emilico seems to be a little bit different from the usual ones. And we need to remember that there are other living dolls that are even more expert than Rosemary, and even older than Rosemary. It means that there are other living dolls who know much more things than her, and of course Emilico, who is the lowest level at this point. But even here you see in this story that there is this hierarchy where people know more than others, when there are these living dolls who are more expert than others. There are even these shadows that are making a sort of ranking in which one is more expert than the other one is an untouchable one, that means the grandpa, while all the others are definitely on a different level, and things like this. So we don't have to forget about this hierarchy that is ruling inside this mysterious house. And as you can see, this house is enormous. And when they were saying to Emily, look, we are going to show you the house, I was not believing this, because it's impossible that they are showing Emilico all the house. Also because this house can have lots of secret rooms, can have lots of secret passages. I mean, this house is not so evident, not so clear to everyone. I think that Emilico already had the proof that there were some stairs that couldn't be available to be used. There were passages that couldn't be able to be discovered. So as you can see, there are lots of secrets inside this house. And the most important secret is, why is this house in this condition? Why these living dolls have to help these shadows to go ahead with their existence. This is the highest secret that has to be solved. Okay guys, I think for this episode that is it. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned, because next week I come back with episode 4 of Shadow's House. In the meantime, feel free to subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell. Bye guys, see you in the next video.